Heyo and welcome to Build and Beautify Season 2. In this Cities Skylines modded Let's Play, we'll build Eneida Bay, a vibrant city of our dreams featuring transit-oriented development, clean energy, and some deep city detailing. In the last episode, we continued building in the Old Harbor area by providing communication services and jobs to the people of Eneida Bay. Specifically, we built a telecom tower and mail sorting facility complex, and then moved on to providing our residents with some jobs by constructing a warehouse/container pier and a vehicle factory that I am hoping imports the materials produced at the neighboring recycling center to construct those vehicles with. So if you happen to miss the last episode, then click on the info card above or check out the entire Build and Beautify Season 2 playlist located in the description below. In today's episode, we are going to start introducing a new suburban neighborhood to Eneida Bay in this area here. We will start by providing the residents with essential public transport surrounded by some strip malls, parks, and a few services. We will then continue outwards by providing some thick, uniform suburban sprawl with our low-rise residential assets. After that, we will implement changes that you, the viewers, have suggested in the comments, so be sure to tune in until the end to see how Eneida Bay evolves with your ideas. So are you enjoying Eneida Bay? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what features you'd build in your dream city. If you can't wait for the new season to unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't miss out on our Eneida Bay merchandise linked in the description below. Alrighty, so I am wicked excited to start today's constructions, so kick back, grab your caffeinated beverage of choice, and let's jump right on into it. To be true to our goal of a transit-oriented city, I want to start our build today by constructing our subway area first, and I'm going to be drawing a bit of inspiration from the subway stations in Japan, as many of these subway stations are attached with small shopping areas to buy food and other wares. Now, I'm going to put a bit of an American twist on it by building in some strip malls instead, and I really want to try and attempt to put my own twist on these strip malls and really push for a community space amongst these shopping areas. So I am thinking we will place the subway station here, sort of in the middle of these major roads, and then we were going to enclose the subway station with various shops fused together using anarchy to create an enclosed pedestrian shopping area. I originally had this recorded and then crashed my game without autosave on, because, well, I'm a numbnut like that. This means, however, that I already know I will want to actually do our community space in several phases, and honestly, I think that's more realistic anyway, as it will allow the game to catch up to us as we are building a lot in each episode. Now, this subway station is going to extend the red line and is only going to service this area, so down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on what we should call this new, district area. And yeah. Let's jump right on into a time-lapse and situate a double platform subway station so the trains have a designated platform for either direction. Okay, now that we have that in, let's pull in our subway line. And again, we're pulling the red subway line up here. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to recolor the rooftop here to red, because this is only going to service the red line. So yeah, let's come on in here, and hypothetically we should just be able to take the red line all the way up. Hopefully no pathing issues. Yay, no pathing issues. That's how you know I'm getting a little triggered sometimes putting down subway tracks, because every now and then you get a path can't be found error, and it makes me cry. I actually wonder, can we recolor this? Just the different... No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. We can leave that as is, because it does service too. But yeah, so now we have our little community space in. Honestly, I think this this layout is already a lot neater and a lot more tidy than the first one I made. Oops, and I added in some parking lots because I forgot. Next, let's come on in and create a custom bus stop area. Honestly, I have no idea how many bus lines we are actually going to need in this area, so I think it would be fun to mess around with our mods and decorate a custom one instead of using the bus stop assets the game provides. So let's start by drawing in at least one bus stop area and then decorating it up with some props and whatnot from the Find It mod. Now that we have the subway station prioritized, let's come on through and create phase one of our community area. Now, we attempted this slightly back in Cyclops Head with with a strip mall, and I think we will have a better time creating it now that we have the recolor mod, and I have also now downloaded the Better Bulldozer mod to sort of assist with a uniform customization. So let's talk about our phases here, starting with phase one, which I think I'll place right around here. Across the next few episodes, we will expand with phase 2 here, phase 3 here, and phase 4 here, and then perhaps even a phase 5 here. So let's come on in and let's get this all built in. And now I want to take some of these smaller areas and create more of a custom park with some of our new mods. I'm honestly drawing a blank on what the mod is called right now, but it's a part of the extended collection and it allows us to put in a custom park area. And honestly, you may have just saw it a little bit there. It's this thing right here. And this is the one I want. So yeah, let's make the space now and test out the new mod. Alrighty, now that we have prioritized our subway and decorated with some commercial strip malls, I want to provide some employees to this area with some nice suburban sprawl. To do this, we need to add in some more roads. Ultimately, I want some huge grid-like roads with some variations based on the terrain, as I am drawing a huge amount of inspiration from the state of New York, specifically this time, Long Island. I am also drawing some inspiration from urban planning boards on Pinterest because honestly, I never expected to find urban planning on that social media platform. It's a little weird, but it also is kind of cool. Just as we're going to build our community mall area in phases, I think we should also build our suburban sprawl in phases as well, as this will allow the game to adjust and keep up with our building. So I think phase 1 of our suburban sprawl will be right here. It is close to our community space and residents can actually easily walk to the subway station without us having to put in a bus or a transit line just yet. So kick back and refill your caffeinated beverage of choice as we come into another time lapse and just start drawing out our grids using the grid tool and then rounding out the shop corners with some smoother curves and fixing any awkward roads caused by our terrain. Okay, now I'm going to go through and actually upgrade some of these roads as I want to make sure we are still abiding by road hierarchy throughout these suburbs. So all these alleyways are local roads and I want to ensure that we have some connector roads. Now let's come on in and let's upgrade some of these roads to the two-way roads, and now that I'm looking at it, I think I might want to mess around with the road builder mod again. Because part of me is quite curious. Let's get a template down here. Yeah, actually, I think we'll be okay. Let's go on through and let's actually upgrade some of these here so that we are abiding by road hierarchy. I'm going to wait on the road builder for now, only because I'm not sure where I want the transit to go. But I'll be honest, I do really want to play with that road hierarchy. Really, really badly. Okay, now let's come through and give way to our pedestrian paths and give us some community spaces on this area. So here we are in our Parks and Leisures tab, and what I want to do is place down a variety of park assets so that our pedestrians have a place of destination and honestly, just some leisure. So let's come on in and let's space these out so that we have a practical and efficient park coverage in phase 1 of our suburban sprawl. Sweet. Okay, now that we have some points of interest and our leisure service is covered, we can now come in and work on connecting all of these together with some pedestrian paths. This enforces our transit-oriented development and more specifically, our walkability, as now our citizens can either walk to a bus stop or just walk to parks to relax in these suburbs. Next, I want to ensure we are providing a few services to the suburb, and while I am still working out where I want to place like a building, such as a fire station or a police station, I figured we could come in and place in some mailboxes as those sit right on the side of the road. This will increase the happiness of our first homeowners in this area, so let's scatter a few of these about. Alrighty, and finally the time has come for a massive Plop the Growables time lapse. So the goal here is to use a similar looking low density North American asset to create this cookie cutter uniform suburb. I am going to use the variation tool to randomize our asset levels, but I'm going to aim for the similar looking housing as this I believe is pretty typical in a suburb. I am hoping to build this in phases throughout the next few episodes, so let's jump on in and start with just this phase 1 of our suburban expansion, and be sure to tune in for future episodes to see how we expand this. All right, so I had a slight oversight, not realizing we had this much air pollution so far in our little industrial pier. It still surprises me a little bit because most of these are, this is a high air polluter, but I think most of these are low, and I think a lot of it is just because they are so heavily stacked on top of themselves in a sense. So, yeah, that is a thing. I'm gonna see if I can research some ways to maybe naturally block this air pollution, because I really didn't realize it was blowing inwards. For some reason I thought it blew outwards. But yeah, worst case scenario, we have some less desirable land, but I think we'll be okay for the most part. I did take Alyssa Street here and turn it inwards so that we can try to stay out of the polluted zones. Maybe in like these two zones here, but no further than right here. We'll monitor it and see how it goes, and if we have a little bit of air pollution, well, I suppose that just makes for a more realistic city. Before we wrap up today's episode, let's jump in and implement some of the changes you, the viewers, have suggested, starting with these ones here. The moment I read these suggestions, I could see exactly how this left-hand pier could become a resource pier, and I saw an opportunity to place it somewhere less abrasive. Ultimately, I'm not in love with where I built this, and I would like to move it closer to the mainland and still connect it in with some truss bridges. So let's jump into another time lapse and move this pier further inland, and then let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is an improvement, or do you think we should still just either delete this? Alrighty everyone, what do we think? Better? Worse? Let me know down in the comments. I am gonna wait to fill in any resource storage assets just for now, as honestly, our unemployment rate is 0.1%, aka we really need more people. So for now, we don't have the need for additional warehouses or additional industry, so we're gonna just leave this as is for now and have the space reserved and ready to go. The next suggestion actually also comes in from Qual, as there were 2 suggestions in this comment. I liked this concept a lot and might even try and create a modular build around it where perhaps a fire station, police station, and hospital encircle a telecom tower. But for today, I think this telecoms tower would be a great dispatch center to help coordinate our trains and subways. So let's come on in and rename this the Old Harbor Rail Traffic Control Tower. It's a bit of a mouthful, but what I am imagining is a group of workers who dispatch the trains and direct them in a similar method to an air traffic control tower. And you'll notice I am using similar words in that name. The tower will direct the trains and subways coming through the Old Harbor area to inform them of any change in tracks, delays, or backups on the rail lines. Alrighty everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. And don't forget to check out our Eneida Bay merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.